Hey class, it's Nico, and today we are talking about, we're going to talk about a tool called Hootsuite. This is, for the self-branding class, this is basically a way to streamline everything that you're doing and put it all in one spot, and to find different ways to search for people that you are potentially trying to network with. The same goes for my digital marketing class. We're just going to do one lecture for both of you guys, for both of you groups today. So the Hootsuite is a social media management dashboard. It lets you put multiple social networks into one spot, like it says here. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can schedule messages and you can schedule tweets. It's an incredibly valuable tool, and it works brilliantly for all of the clients that we work with. And it's one of those things that once you kind of get used to it, it's incredibly natural, and it's a very, very easy way to engage in the conversations that are already happening, and you only have to go to one spot as opposed to going to a whole bunch of them. So we're going to start talking about Hootsuite. First thing that Hootsuite is really built very well for Twitter. That it was originally a Twitter client, and then they branched out to start utilizing other social networks, but it works incredibly well for Twitter. So what we're going to do is, if you take a look right here, you can look at the various type of plans. Obviously, we're going to go with the free one. So this is what we're looking at right here. I have the Pro. It's great. It comes in really handy, and there's a lot of wonderful things that you can do with this tool. It's totally worth $10 a month, in my opinion. But no, I've totally been a student before, and I absolutely understand. So that's why we're going to go with the free one. So first thing that you do is you go right here, you start typing in, you fill all of this out, you hit sign up now, and then you're done. You're in. And it's going to send you to a screen like this. We are going to be working with a new client of ours. The name is Pura Vida Salon. And, sorry. The name is Pura Vida Salon, and so we are working with them. We're setting up their new account. Let's go ahead and expand this all the way out. So yeah, once you hit yes, you're going to be dumped into this. Now it says, do you want to add a Facebook profile? Of course you want to add, do you want to add a Twitter profile? So of course you do. Now if you do not have a Twitter account, let me go ahead and show you exactly how to do that. I'm just pretty much going to walk you through just the entire concept of Twitter and how I would use Twitter and how I would approach Twitter as a new client would, or how we would for a new client rather. Okay, so right now we're looking for usernames. Let's see. You know, a lot of times I like dots. Oh. Well, never mind. I guess you can't do that on Twitter. Yeah, so, okay, here we go. So now that we have our username, we're going to be Pura_Vida Salon. And I'm going to hit create my account. And If you want a real big trip, you should try reading this. You'd be shocked. And you know what? You know what's funny? Twitter's a good one. Twitter's one of the best ones. They actually give a crap about privacy. Anyway, okay, I'm hitting agree on my account and saying yes to all of those things. So, let's walk ourselves through Twitter. Okay, let's start by following 5. I'm just going to follow some clients. I'm going to follow myself and I'm going to follow some clients. Why? Because it's always helpful. And we're just going to go, there we go. Guess that's not happening. Go and follow my company. And let's go with who else? Oh, Integer. Okay, so after this, okay, alright, we're going to skip this. Do we have to do this? Okay, fine, we'll do this. Whatever. Let's follow Twitter search and Twitter mobile support and I'm gonna follow a handful of influential folks. Let's see. Let's see what else. What else? Dallas Observer. Yep, we'll go with that. Next. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, now this is where you search your contacts. You can if you want to. I'm going to skip it. Okay. Now, upload an image. I've already got a... I have been, what I usually do when I first get a client is I will set them up a Dropbox folder, and so they have been providing me images through the Dropbox folder, which comes in very handy. And I'm going to go ahead and go over to their Facebook page and see what exactly their description is, if they don't really have one. I will go to, and they don't, and we'll go to their website. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if that is too long. That sounds good. Coming on in here. Let's see. Done with that. Okay. And I will go ahead and go to the email and confirm my account. Awesome, huh? Okay, that's done. One other thing that I'm going to do while I'm in here is just make it look a little bit better. Let's see. Let's go with design. Let's change out the background. And so let's see, which one of these do we like for the background? Nah, that was okay. Not bad. That will do. Stale. Maybe that one? We'll go with that one. Sounds good. That's the most interesting. So just, quickly making the Twitter account a little bit more interesting. So, okay, now that we have the Twitter account, we're going to go back to Hootsuite, and I'm going to add that Twitter account. See, I really am doing this for the first time. Okay, so as you can see, what happened is that this has auto-populated a this has auto-populated the tab, the Pura Vida Twitter tab. So you have the home feed, you have a mentions, you have a direct inbox, and you have a sent tweets as of right now. What you can do is you can also add various streams. Now this is where it gets really, really interesting and really, really valuable. So you can add favorites, you can add what your tweets that have been retweeted are. You can add one that is your scheduled tweets. So if you start scheduling a tweet, and I'll show you how to do that, then they will all be right there. And then what you can also do, and what is the most valuable part of Twitter, Twitter is a way to engage in the conversation as it happens right now. So when you think about it, wouldn't a salon be interested if somebody was asking the question on Twitter, does anybody know of a good salon in Dallas? Does anyone know of a good hairstylist in Dallas? Has anybody been to see James DeFrange, who is the owner of Pura Vida? And frankly, are they using the words Pura Vida? In the fact that we just set up the Twitter account, they didn't have one. Are people already talking about this brand before we even get started? This is where it's going to come in really valuable for those who are self-branding. Because the thing is, what you need to be searching for, the things that you need to be searching for are the conversations that you're wanting to get into. Also, is there a conversation out there that is about you right now? So I'm going to set up a couple of different searches so that there's a good spot for this for the new Pura Vida to be able to jump into conversations. So first thing that I'm going to search for is Pura Vida Salon. I want to know every time somebody searches for that string. You know why? It's this right here. Not gonna lie, I thought I had the coolest hair. Shout out to Toby from Pura Vida Salon. Now let's see if that's ours. Abilene, Texas. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that is our Pura Vida. So I am going to Now let me show you how to retweet. Okay, how to schedule out a tweet. So here's a retweet that I'm going to do. It's a standard retweet. You go to this button right here called scheduling, and then let's see. Right now it is 4:30. I want to pop this thing off at 6:50 p.m. today. So I can be emailed once the tweet is sent. You can also bulk upload. This comes in really handy when you're doing like a contest or you're doing something along those lines where it's just a bunch of somewhat repetitive stuff, but it's necessary. Don't be repetitive just in general, but if you have to be, then you might as well be efficient about it. Okay, and then you just hit schedule. And then what it's going to do is that's going to pop up in your scheduled tweets, which is awesome. And again, that shows why in the world we are searching for different things. Now let me add another string. I'm going to add another search, except this time I'm going to use a proximity search. So let's see here. Now the way that I usually hack this, let's see. Okay, so this is the code that it needs in order to do a proximity search. This is your geocode right here, and then this is the proximity of the search that is running, 25 kilometers. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to find, I've already set this up. You can go to itouchmap.com/lat-long.html, and it takes you to this page, and you can just set up a dot and figure out your geocode or your code for your location. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this since I've been waiting on it. Go back into here. I'm going to swap out this geocode with Pura Vida's geocode. And 25 kilometers, it's Dallas. People really kind of like to stay close. I'm going to go ahead and go with, 20. I'm going to go with 20 kilometers. So the way that what I want to search is, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Cool. So yeah. Okay. Okay, so the way that this works is you go in front of geocode and you type in whatever you're looking for. So I'm going to type in hair salon. Now we are running a search of all Twitter accounts that have geocodes as part of their tweets within a 20-kilometer radius of this salon for the search hair salon. So you have a lot of opportunities to jump into conversation if you would like to about things that you care about. Thusly, I'm going to add one more. That is for James DeFranch, who is the owner of this. I actually don't want to geocode this because I would like to know all of it. No results found, but that's okay, because the thing is, as soon as somebody does pop up, it's going to be very, very helpful knowing that people are actually talking about Mr. James. So I'm going to do one more with the geocode, and let's say hairstylist, because that sort of feels like somebody might be asking for a new hairstylist or something along those lines. So yeah, so here you go. Now we have search strings running for things that are actually pertinent to this client. We could set stuff up for fashion. We could set stuff up for makeup. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we could set up. But the important thing is you're setting yourself up to be part of the conversation. So that is one of the most valuable things about Hootsuite. That is why this thing is so good at Twitter. What you can also do is you can add multiple. You can add your Facebook profiles. You can add Facebook groups. You can add pages. There's a lot of value here. You can add your Google Plus. You can connect it to your LinkedIn, your Foursquare. WordPress is kind of weird. It lets you blog from this thing, but please do not blog from Hootsuite. That's absolutely ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is, you can set up all of these things, and when it's time for you to tweet, what happens is you go up here, you hit this. So this is what you're typing in right now. You're on the Twitter account for Pura Vida. If I had Foursquare and I had Facebook and I had all of them, I could do it all at the same time, or I could schedule them out to different times. This is a great way. Facebook has recently implemented the ability to schedule stuff, but before, this was the only way that I knew how you could possibly schedule anything on Facebook. It's an incredible tool. It's incredibly valuable. It will save you a lot of time. Get to know this thing. The assignment is basically, show me that you set this thing up. It asks that you set up multiple. Let's see if I can add. I don't think I'm actually. I will quickly add the Facebook page. I'm not actually an admin of their Facebook page. So I will show you really quickly how to do this. It's super simple. I mean, you should have no problem with this. I'm going to go in here, connect to Facebook. This is seriously just hitting buttons. You should be able to handle this. This is really nothing. So now I actually am an admin on this website. So we're going to okay, we're going to go back into this. Okay, and now, yes, blah, blah, blah. And now it's going to ask which one I would like to add. I'm going to add the Pura Vida Facebook page. And I'm going to be finished importing. So, now the Pura Vida Facebook page has this. You have events, you have private messages, you have wall posts. You can add everything in here as well. If you go to the Facebook site, you can add private messages, scheduled messages, blah, 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 blah. You can also search. You can run a Facebook search. It's not that effective, so it's not that great. But at the same time, here's the deal. So now when it's time to select, like right here, the way that I've just set this up, I have Pura Vida tweet, Pura Vida Facebook page. That's the deal. I could post to both of them at the same time right now if I wanted to. So, that is Hootsuite. That's the glory of Hootsuite. Get to know Hootsuite. It will save you so much time. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you for tuning in. See ya.